Hey guys, Chris back, Ironhead Garage. So my buddy made me a sign for Christmas. Check that out, my buddy Brandon. Work with him at work. He's starting to pinstripe his Harley and painted it all up, panel job. And he painted that sign for me. Came out pretty good. So I've been working on this firewall. It was catching a little bit here where the firewall steps. So I ran this round bar, 1/4 inch round bar, tacked it there, bent it so it glides down, welded it on a nut there, a little nut for a spacer. Then I can adjust that, spin that. It's like a jam nut. I can move that out or in. Then I bent it down here, did the same thing on the other side, curved it down here and bent a little hook in it. And I got these pads. It was pretty loud when the bottom of the fender would come down and make that screeching sound. So I got this real heavy duty plastic, and that will ride right down there on the rail. I put a couple up there. Got one on that side, and I got one on this side. I'll trim this back. It's a little fat now. Here's the one I made. So it'll barely stick out of there, maybe I don't know, 1/4 or something. But it'll keep that fender from rubbing and making that screech sound. So I've been working on this hinge, the scissor hinge, to keep it from going out too far and holding it. I made this hinge here with a top so it locks. I had it welded on here. I had a stud bolted on there. I got it drilled now with a 3/8 bolt in it. And when I first did it, it worked real good, but then it wouldn't pop. It wouldn't pop that hinge. It would just come back this way and lock. It wouldn't tilt the front end back. So I slotted that. Then that would ram back in there and it would pop this hinge. But it didn't work every time. It kept getting stuck. I thought about putting a spring between here to pull that, like so. But then when it would come back, it was all the way up here like this. And then that spring would get all wadded up. This did work the other way. Worked killer this way. It would fall down like that. It would swing. It'd fall down because of the weight of it. But then it hung down here in front of my spring, and I thought, no, I can't do that. So, shit canned that idea. So I went and made this here, a sliding hinge out of this piece of metal here. You can see I didn't have any 1.5" stock. This is like C-channel. I guess you can call it C-channel. I took my Sawzall, and you can see those press lines in there where they bent it. So I cut a couple 14-inch pieces, well, one so far. Cut that out, and then I have a pattern somewhere around here. Here it is. So that was my pattern I made. If you can see it. And I made a 3/8 groove in there. So I drilled that first hole there, then I drilled a second hole, then I drilled a third hole, and then took my framing square and marked the 2 lines on there with black lines, then cut on the inside of the lines, and just got that bolt just to glide in there. And filed it by hand so it's nice and smooth. So I got to make another one of these. So that'll bolt backwards. That'll bolt onto there. And I got a button head Allen bolt, so it will it'll clear in between here when the hinge goes down. And that'll bolt there. Then I'm going to weld that bolt here to the frame. Filed the grade 8 marks off the back of it. Couldn't find the right bolt, so I Just got a long bolt, and I kept that smooth on there so that rail don't run on those threads and sand it down. If you can see, focus in there. I took my tap and got it about 1/8 of an inch away, so I kept all that smooth. There it is. So that rail rides on that smooth, and the threads won't file it over time. So I gotta make another one of these with my jigsaw and my sawzall. First I cut it about 1.5 inches with my jigsaw. Then I was able to get my sawzall blade in there and cut each side all the way through, clamping in my vise. Make them long cuts, and I just cut it inside of the lines and then took my hand file and filed it. So it'll work pretty good. I had it clamped on there. So I'll make this other one and let you guys check it out, let you see it work. Alright guys, I'm going to get on that. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so I got the 3 holes drilled in it. 2 on that end, 1 on this end. See, I got some lines on there. Got my big framing square and marked it with a marker. I'm going to take that old jigsaw with all these old tools. Look at that drill press. That thing must be like from, I don't know, 50s, maybe the 40s. So I'll get that jigsaw and I'll start it in this hole here, and I'll go probably about 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches, enough so I can get one of those Diablo blades in there. Those are killer for cutting metal. They last a long time. So I'll go a little ways with the jigsaw on each side, and then I'll cut with that sawzall both sides inside the line. I'll leave a little bit of that black, and then I'll move this in the vise, and I'll finish the rest of this out. Alright guys, let me get on it. Hey guys, well there it is. Got it cut out just rough. It's a little squirrely, but I didn't go beyond that line. So I polished it off a little bit and I made a new black line. You can see, real sharp. So I'll take that hand file, this big ass hand file right here. Now the work begins, and I'll get that bolt right here, just to glide in there, no bigger, just so it glides in there a little bit at a time. I'll start on one end, clamp it in the vise on edge, file it till it hits that black line, and I'll get that bolt to glide on through there. Oh yeah, always remember to wear your safety glasses. One time, years ago, I got piece of metal like some of this down in my eye, using a zip wheel. My eye bothered me for a day or so. It was getting real red. So I went to the doctor. I said, man, you got metal in your eye. I got this dental tool out, sharp little pick. Picked that piece of metal out of my eye. Says, I got the metal out, well, now you got rust in your eye. So I had to go to the eye doctor. He got the Dremel tool out. Steer straight, don't move your eye. And he drilled my eye and got all that rust out. Had to look like a pirate for about a week. That wasn't very fun. Wear your safety glasses, guys. Alright, I'll be back. Hey guys, well, now I got 2 of these. There's that one, and there's that one there. So I did the same thing with that bolt. Kept that smooth. Tapped that side just till there was about 3/8 of smooth on there. And look at that, glides like butter. I'll probably put a little bit of grease on there or something. File the grade 8. Well, ground the grade 8 off of there so it's nice and flat, so it'll set flat on the frame. We'll go weld this bolt to the frame on each side. We'll see if it works. Alright guys, be back. Hey guys, well I got those stud bolts welded on there on each side. Got a nice bead in there, running on the smooth spot. Got the nylon nuts on there. They didn't have 4 of them at the hardware store, 2 left, so I got these little baby ones. I'll change them. And over here, got the same bracket. So when that comes down, it just goes flat. Clears my my drag link. It'll clear the brake lines, because the brake lines will be here in the back. I'll set the camera down and show you how they work. Works pretty good, holding by itself now. The jack stands are out from underneath the eyebrows. Put this camera here. See how they work. Alright, here we go. They slide really nice. Locks in. Go to open it. Opens, it stays by itself. Somebody was saying, hey, can you lift it from the front? Here we go, check it out. Lift it from the bird. Right in the center. Stays by itself. We'll close it from the center, holding on to the bird. Works pretty sweet. Very happy with it. So, the next task is probably building the structure underneath this hood. I think I'm going to build it out of this 1/2 inch square pipe here. Got from the hardware store. Don't have to be very heavy duty, just got to be kind of strong. Try to get that belly out. And I did put my scoop on here and this does hit. So I got a little idea what to do with this flap. We'll see what I come up with. Alright guys, there you are, your tilt front end. Still got to weld that whole structure, finish welding it up, but it works. Well, you guys have a happy new year. We'll see you next year probably. For sure you will. Alright guys, take care.